All right, I'm Nick. First thing in the morning out here, we installed the Garmin Force Current yesterday on this Malibu EPDL. One of the reasons we installed it on that kayak is because we know with the EPDL motor out there in the front, it'll do 4.2 miles per hour. So today our goal is to test 12 volt and 24 volt batteries and see the difference between the 30-pound thrust that you get with the 12 volt and the 50-pound thrust you get with the 24 volt. I believe most people will probably use a 24 volt battery for this situation, but we wanted to test it that way you guys can see it. If you are interested in buying a Garmin Force Current, please buy it from our website. Obviously, we're going to put a lot of time in. We're going to make a lot of videos about this and give you guys the most information as possible. It helps us out a ton. We make the profit instead of you watching the video and then go and buy it from Bass Pro, okay? So I would greatly appreciate that. Before we get started, it's going to be a little bit of a lengthy video, okay? First thing, here's the Garmin Force Current. I did make a silly mistake. Last night, I had a bunch of phone calls for work during the install, and I forgot to put that skeg on there. I didn't realize it, so I had put it on the kayak out here today. Not a huge deal. The skeg is about that long, and it just protects this blade. You're gonna want to run that definitely when you're fishing. Out here, we are just out here to find out the top speed. We're just gonna cruise around right here with a variety of batteries. Once we test the top speed on the 12 volt and 24 volt batteries on this kayak, we're going to switch that system over to a 120 Pro PDL, which is significantly heavier, and we're going to test the top speed of the 12 volt and the 24 volt, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure I already said it, but just in case, remember, the 12 volt battery is 30 pounds of thrust max, and the 24 volt battery is 50 pounds of thrust max. We'll see what it does. We'll see which one, how it performs top speed wise. For some reason, all the content, I had not seen a single video that showed you a GPS monitor, and I haven't done that much research, right? But I haven't seen a GPS monitor and show you the speed. Just numbers typed in the comment sections, which is crazy to me. I feel like that information is very easily attained with a cell phone, a fish finder, all that stuff. Now let's talk batteries, okay? The video is going to be a little bit long, but it is what it is. It's good information, so check it out. Power Queen and Lifetime, those are the two batteries that were recommended to us by people in the comment section from the other videos. I reached out to both companies. One of the companies sent us the batteries for free, and we paid, I think, a 50% off on the other battery. I can't remember which company it was. I had to go through the emails. It was a month ago. We are going to test them both out today. Not too thorough, just top speed thorough, okay? First off, we have the Power Queen. That is a 12 volt 50 amp hour battery. We have that hooked up to the Garmin Force Current. We're going to test the 12 volt first. We're just going to go out there. We're going to put it down with the remote. We're going to get a top speed, and then we're going to come back. We're going to hook up the 24 volt battery. We're going to get a top speed. And the whole goal of the entire video is just to show you guys the top speeds. We're not going to talk about the spot lock function. We're not going to talk about installation. It's just about speed, okay? So Jack's about to pull in here in a minute. I'm going to get this kayak further in the water, and I will show you the top speed with that pedal drive and the Garmin Force Current. That way, 36 volt e-bike type situation compared to the Force Current, just so you guys can have that information, okay? Let's go. All right, we've made it on the water. The Garmin Force is back there. We have the rudder now. Remember, the first thing we're going to do is with that motor, with the drag in the water, we are going to take this kayak, we're going to put the EPDL on full speed, and we are going to get a reading, right? We want to have a baseline of, with both motors down, how much drag it causes, how fast it is, and then we will come back with the Garmin Force Current. All right, so we have the EPDL on 5. We give it a little pedal. It'll take off. Off we go. We got our fish finder here. We're picking up speed. All right, so with the extra weight, that's another 50 pounds. We're only doing 3.7. Looks like 3.7 is the fastest that we are going with the EPDL right now. Now remember, We added another 12-pound battery, 12 to 16-pound battery. We added a Garmin Force Current, which is 25 pounds, we'll say. And 3.7 is our number, okay? We haven't gone any faster than that. Now we're gonna turn the EPDL off. So this is my eye. We're gonna turn on the Garmin remote. We're gonna put the rudder up on the EPDL. Now this is sketch. I haven't programmed the heading. I haven't programmed nothing, okay? All right, we're gonna give it just a little bit of power. Mostly just so we can turn around. And once we get turned around, we're gonna blast off. One of the things that ideally we can notice, and the lighting is probably gonna be harsh as ever out here right now, is this thing is quiet. When I tested it in the garage, you could tell how quiet it was. Now we're offset to the left, so we're trying to get it set up so we're going straight. All right, I think we're pretty close to straight. This Garmin remote is also going to tell us how fast it thinks we're going. All right, we're on prop speed 3. It has 20. We're just gonna slowly bump it up and see how we do. Straighten it out as needed. And once we get cruising, you guys should be able to see that thing back there. It really is quiet. Like, very quiet. Okay, currently on prop speed 11 with the 12-volt battery. This remote says we're doing 2.6. This says we're doing 2.45. I tried to use the rudder to steer. 2.6. Remember, with this thing being offset to the left, I feel like steering is going to be a little bit hard at first till we get some things set up. But we're not worried about setting up the remote perfectly or calibrating the compass. Our only goal is speed. All right, so let me try to get turned over here. And we're going to try to go right down the center of that at full speed. All right, off we go. Stop these pedals. All right, so it is moving, buddy. All right, it's a little bit louder on 20. This says 4.7. That's with the 12-volt battery. Okay, that says 4.8. 4.8, 4.7, same readings both places. That's the 12-volt battery. We are booking it. Okay, it is way faster than the EPDL drive. That's with a 12-volt battery. I did not see that happening. That is crazy. That's unbelievable. I have no idea what it's gonna do. I have no idea what it's gonna do with 24-volt battery. That is insane. Okay, remember that's the same, under the same setup as what we just did with the built-in motor. I don't like it being offset to the left. That's a really, really weird experience. That's kind of weird. I think you have a lot more control with the foot pedals. That's what I want to do in the future. But we just did 4.8 miles per hour with a 12-volt battery. I didn't see that coming, okay? Like, I didn't see that coming at all. That was wild. We're going to come back over here. Jack's already here. We are going to put the 24-volt battery on here, and then we're going to see what it does with 24-volt battery. There's no reason to expect it not to do 5 miles per hour. That's insane. All right, anyways, let's get over here, get this switched out. Okay, we're back. We installed the 12-volt battery. Now listen, this is just for testing purposes. There's no circuit breaker. It's just sitting back here in the rear of the kayak. It's not even strapped down. Is this responsible? Probably not. It's for science. The fact that that thing did 4.8 miles per hour with a 12-volt battery is wild. Now, we don't have any data on how long that battery would last. That's for another video. We're here for one reason. That's top speed. My mind is pretty much blown about that. And honestly, it was pretty loud in the water. Like, it was louder than it was when I just had it full blast in the garage, which I can roll that clip in here. Okay, there's gonna be some background noise. There's a printer behind us. This thing is on 20, and that's the total noise. It was a 12-volt battery. When they say whisper quiet, if you were trying to just go slow and catch fish and not do 5 miles per hour, it is insane. I'm a little bit scared of what's about to happen with this 24-volt battery. I won't lie about it. You guys can see that's offset to the left, so the kayak kind of is already rocking to the left because it's so heavy. This is not the kayak for that motor, but we had it on hand. The Crescent kayaks haven't showed up yet. We are going to put it on Jack's kayak here in a second, which should do a little bit better because it's much wider, okay? Now, let's just stop rambling, because the only thing anyone cares about, let's get in here and not fall out. Ooh. All right. We're just going to send it. Jack's back there.
You better go full splash?
No, I won't go full spray it everywhere. Okay. We're going to get it so we're going straight. Which it has to be a little bit off to the left to go straight. We're just going to slowly pick up the speed. Okay. On 6, we're already doing 2 miles per hour. On 6, we're doing 2. Remember, it's offset to the left, so I'm kind of going slow, straightening it out. There we go. Okay. One more that way, maybe. Let's just see what happens. We're at 14. We're just getting it so we're not gonna fall out or anything. We're going straight. All right, that's interesting. Remember, we're using the high efficiency prop. With a 24-volt battery, we have the same speed. Like, we are doing 4.8 miles per hour. Now that doesn't make any sense, but here we go. Put it like this so you guys see it. So a 24-volt battery, we are only doing 4.8, 4.9, which is confirmed over here. Look, those batteries work. We've had no problem with the battery testing as far as I checked the volts. So the fact that we're only doing the same speed, that's a little weird. It doesn't sound any louder. I don't know what that even means. I mean, we're putting out one heck of a wake. Don't get it twisted. We are moving. And we do have we have a pedal drive in the water, a motor back there, so we have some kind of resistance. But that's interesting. I expected if we could do 5 miles or 4.8 miles per hour with the 12 volt that we would do at least 5 something, okay? So now that we have the same number, and we did just complete the turn at 4.6 miles per hour, I expected more. Maybe I shouldn't expect more, but why would you get a 24 volt battery? That just seems crazy to me. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna put the other 24 volt battery on there, and maybe the battery's not truly 24 volts. I don't know. I'm lost for words right now. We're going back. We're gonna put a different battery on there and try again. Okay, we came back into the beach. We changed the battery out to another 24 volt battery. We went through all the settings on the remote. I looked at the user's guide. It doesn't say anything about you need to change from 12 volt to 24 volt. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, blast me in the comments. It also has this button right here that you just push it and it goes full speed. So Jack's gonna film it. Maybe we die, who knows. Off we go. Double press to enable turbo. Holy All right, we didn't fall. Okay, that's turbo mode. you get to 5 pretty darn quick, okay? Now, in a kayak that isn't so narrow or tippy, that's probably gonna be pretty sweet. But once again, we're going perfectly straight out here. A little bit of turn. All right, now I'd say we're going perfectly straight. 4.8, 4.9. We're doing a little bit of turning still, but I haven't programmed the heading on there either. I just wanted to get it out here simplified. It's not gonna stay on this kayak, so I didn't wanna program a bunch of stuff for it to change. 4.8 miles per hour. So with the salty 4.8, I don't know how they got 5 miles per hour on an XTR. Are you moving? Yeah, you're moving, but I don't know how we got to 5 on an XTR. And that's probably why they never showed you those videos. We're gonna go back, we're gonna put this on a much heavier, wider, slower kayak, and we're gonna get some numbers from the 12 volt, and we're gonna get some numbers from the 24 volt. So, off we go. Okay, we have got everything switched out. We have the 120 Pro EPDL or PDL here. It's only here because Jack he wasn't gonna go fishing, okay? But he came out here so we could use this, and he'll go fishing tomorrow, okay? But he did sacrifice his day so we can make this video with this kayak and go do some work afterwards. We have the force back there. We did install it with this adapter, because it's the same adapter I made to put on the salty, and I only had bolts for that setup. I had to adjust this shaft down so it's down further in the water. Easy to do. We have a different 12 volt battery right here. That's a Lifetime. We're good to go. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna get the speed from this, and then we're gonna get the speed from that, and just see what the top speed is, okay? It does sit on there a little bit better, so hopefully it's a little bit stabler than the salty or the Malibu was. We got a fish finder here as well, and that way we'll be able to get some good information. We'll put the rudder down. Got a lot going on here, okay? We're gonna plug this kill switch in for the Old Town. A lot of moving pieces of this, all right? You're gonna get out here. If you haven't seen this before, you just turn this on, and as long as the kill switch is down and your kill switch is plugged in, it'll come on. We're gonna put it on level 5. We're gonna put it on cruise. You just start pedaling, and then it'll take over. We're gonna get up to speed. Okay, I had to edit that. I dropped the fish finder. I needed both hands. It got a little long, so I just cut it, okay? With the motor going, the Garmin force in the down position, a lot of extra resistance there. We're only getting 3.5 miles per hour. We got it on level 5 cruise. Garmin force down. We're only getting 3.5 miles per hour with the EPDL drive. Now we're gonna get, if it's anything like the salty test, we're gonna turn this off, and the force was way faster. Okay, so I got the drive off here. I'm gonna keep my feet on the pedal so that prop can't spin. We're gonna go to the force. We're gonna start off slow because that is smart. We're just gonna bump the speed up a little bit, make sure we're going straight. We're on 13 already, okay? We're doing 2.8. We're just gonna double tap turbo mode. And now we are going full speed pretty darn quick. It does seem like it handles better, and the kayak is just so much more stable. It's a better propulsion system, right? So this is gonna work a lot better for spot lock. There's no wind, so we're not gonna test anything like that though. Okay, we are doing 4.2 miles per hour, 4.3 miles per hour right there. We'll call it 4.3. We'll go over to the remote. The remote says 4.2, 4.3 as well, and hopefully you guys can see that. So with the 12 volt battery, now the rudder is down. Let's bring the rudder up and see if that makes a difference. All right, rudder's up, which impacted our steering a little bit. Not too much. Still says 4.3, okay? That's with a 12 volt battery. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna put a 24-volt battery on there. We're gonna test that out, okay? Still says 4.3, so we can say we can maintain 4.3. We will hit some buttons and do some turning here. Obviously, we're gonna slow down a little bit when we turn. That's just, you know, part of the game. But it turns very, very easy in this 120 PDL Pro. It is super stable. That works out really well. Maybe you buy the non-EPDL version. You have the pedal drive, and that everyone's going to do a variety of things, right? There is no right answer. Whether it's the boating community, the kayak community, just on the water. Man, people fish in different places, different regions. This is because you live in a place where one function is the best option. What you learn over time is, man, there is no right answer. Everybody has a different use case scenario. So let's go back. I'm gonna just cut the video. We'll get back there. We'll put that 24-volt battery in there, and we will see top speed, okay? So 4.3 with 12-volt, 120 Pro PDL. On a side note that I should have talked about, if you pedal with it, we're easily not pedaling hard and doing 4.8 miles per hour. So that's pretty crazy. We need to turn before we run into whatever that is. Woohoo! Don't turn that hard though. Okay, we're back. We have the 24-volt battery installed. Everything is green. We're gonna get in it. I know this video is super long, so we'll have a long version and a short version of it. But this is information you wanted. People wanted the information. Can't say we didn't do it. Okay. Let's give us a little bit of power. Oh, I think I'm bottomed out. Hold on. Turn the prop off. I think I was in the gravel. Okay. So also we'll durability test it while we're at it. All right, we're off. We're gonna get turned. I really don't understand how a 12-volt and 24-volt battery had the same speed. That's crazy to me. Is what it is. Let's hammer down. All right. We are on 20. We're on power 20. We're already doing 4.5, which is a little bit faster than we did with the 12-volt. Not a lot though. So, man, if you already have a 12-volt battery, cool beans. Now, also consider that neither of the kayaks that we put it on are designed to be motorized from the rear. That's something I don't think anyone talks about. We're looking at 4.5, 4.6 here. And on the GPS, we are looking at 4.5. I think it said 4.6 a second ago, but we'll just call it a 4.5. That's where we're cruising at steadily. So a little bit faster with the 24-volt on this. The Salty really didn't show that much of a difference at all. And it could just be because of the hull design being mounted off to the left. Even this one's mounted off to the left. It's not center mounted. I think there's gonna be a lot of lightweight kayaks that people put this on. That's my plan. And it's gonna do extremely well. The next kayak we tested on will be a Crescent kayak. They should have been out for delivery last week. We'll see. All right, 4.5. Let's pedal for the heck of it because someone's gonna try it. We're not pedaling hard. 4.9. We could probably get to 4.5, but we don't want to wreck, so we're just gonna stop. Not a big deal. Someone's gonna do it. Turn that prop off. Turn our little motor power down. Hit a button. I did mess with the spot lock over there for a minute, which was actually pretty cool, but as you guys can see, there's no wind. The little heading button on here, there's a lot of stuff to figure out. I think once you become familiar with this though, you'll be pretty sweet. I don't really plan on using the remote too much as I plan to use the foot pedals. I plan to put the foot pedals on a Crescent kayak and go from there. We're back off. You guys can see that wake. It is putting in work. On this kayak, I have the shaft all the way down, right? This is the 120 PDL Pro. But we were able to go from the Salty to this kayak in like 3 minutes, which is pretty awesome. You can't do that with any other of these motors or anything like that. I had the man overboard tag up here. I just put it all around my neck. Seemed the most logical solution. Now, if you're using the foot pedals, maybe you want to have it on your life jacket or something like that. Like I have the other kill switch on this life jacket. is what it is. Okay, so this video is stupidly long. I hope you found it very, very useful. If you are interested in buying a Garmin Force Current and you're still watching the video, please consider buying it from us. MSRPs are all the same. We got $10 for shipping. It'll ship out UPS, which is 2 to 3 day delivery in the US. We appreciate it. We're not gonna ship them internationally. I think that's it, okay? So, thanks for watching.